share the video.
We are live.
Live for live. It is 7:59, 1 minute to the hour. We'll give everybody a couple of minutes to hop on. And in the meantime, I will like and share the video. And as you're signing on, please also like and share.
Dobby says hey.
Our #1 fan.
I know. Uh-oh. You're going to be loud now since we're live, huh? You can't mess with that. No, ma'am. Will you seriously?
So I may have accidentally just shared this live to one of the groups on my page. I apologize.
Well, take it down. Like, delete it.
I'll do that right now. If you happen to be watching this, I apologize. Please let us know you are hopping on. It has been deleted. My error has been corrected. If you're in the chat, please say hello.
Dobby's going to do a walk by.
The occasional cameo by our official mascot. Official, unofficial.
You cannot rub on this. It will knock everything down, ma'am. You can't. No.
Conspicuous by her absence tonight is Leah. She's back in the sound room, running things from behind the scenes, but she can still talk on screen.
Yeah, I can still speak.
So even though she won't be visible, we're still going to discuss. I just saw Dobby's tail flopping from
I know.
the secondary shot there. That was kind of cool.
What are you looking at?
I got my phone right here.
Okay. We'll wait 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
Then we'll get started.
It is 8:03. It's 81 degrees and it's partly cloudy.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for tuning in. Paranormal help, news, and weather.
Oh my word.
We're working on a traffic report. Maybe that'll be next month.
Well, if it's anywhere around here, it's a mess.
Good night. It is a tax-free weekend here in Tennessee, so
Well, that too.
if you try to get out, it's gonna be. Other than the fact that it's been the hottest week on record this year, everybody's out shopping, so it's miserable.
Along with construction delays and such.
And people traveling. The kids go back to school here pretty soon, so people are getting in their last little bit vacations before the summer is out.
Okay, one more minute. Give us a little, is today a national day of something?
You know me so well.
Mm-hmm.
And if I didn't do this, then what kind of Paranormal Help live show would this be? Today is actually National Sisters Day.
As in
Your sister.
Catholic sisters
No.
or sibling sisters?
Sibling sisters. So if you have a sister, or you have somebody that you love like a sister, send them a message, tell them you love them today. On the international front, today is International, and I'm going to say this wrong, Mahjong Day.
Oh, I love playing that.
I don't think I played it enough. That's the one where it's the stacked up tiles and you have to match them?
Yes, I love playing that.
I always played solitaire or Space Cadet pinball on the internet.
Boring.
Or Sudoku.
No,
That'll give you a headache.
not a fan.
Today is also day 10 of the Tokyo Olympics. I'm going to call them the Tokyo Olympics because they're still calling them the 2020 Olympics and it's 2021. So, what have you. The U.S. is second in gold medals right now, outbeat by China. And that's what I've got for today. Leah, what have you been up to since our last live?
Opening a new medical practice and all the stresses with that.
I, of course, changed. I got a promotion at work and I've changed shifts, so I've now become a true creature of the night again. I work third shift. That's why I think most people know, but our lives haven't been as live here lately. We've been doing
Dobby.
videos and posting into our YouTube channel because my schedule, unfortunately, I'm not always off on the first of the month. This one was a rarity, so I was really, really happy to be able to do this. And then there's where the camera moved.
Yeah, Dobby rubbed on it before she jumped down.
So we'll go ahead and kick this off. And this is a topic that I have wanted to cover this since this newsletter was in print form. Back whenever we used to send it out as a PDF file every month. And I wanted to cover it, and then something kept telling me not to. And then I would bring it up again, and I'm like, no, I'm not ready for it. And then when we did our first video, this was almost my first live topic. And again, I changed my mind. So this is like 3 years in the making of a topic that I really want to discuss, and I want to get Leah in on this because I honestly don't know what her opinion is of this topic. But it's one that has got a lot of tread on the internet. And it is the topic of black-eyed children. Now, if you saw my post where I shared our 15-minute warning, I posted a picture of an artist's rendition of a black-eyed kid, black-eyed child. So to give a little history, or just kind of a definition, it's considered a contemporary legend. They are creatures that resemble children. Short form, it's a children where a child.
It's a children.
It's a child where their entire eye, cornea, pupil, the white, iris, everything, it's all black. They typically have pale skin. They're seen hitchhiking on the sides of the roads. People have run into them at gas stations. They've come to the doorsteps of people's homes. Generally, whenever they come to the door, the door of the house or the car, they want to come in. They give some reason or another, why they need to be invited in. They're hungry. They need to call their parents. But anyone who ever encounters them, there's this immediate feeling of an overwhelming sense of dread is the term that most people use. Other descriptions of them, they're usually. Hey, go ahead.
Nick says it sounds like The Grudge.
It does sound like The Grudge, actually. Maybe that's the Asian variation of the black-eyed children. But usually they're in form, they're in age, they usually look like they're aged 6 to 16 in that age gap. Other than that, they appear normal than their black eyes. Some people have reported that their clothing is outdated. Like it's from the 18th century, maybe late to early 19th century. And In extremely unusual cases, people have reported that they have talon-like feet. Now that's not a report. Yes, I know Leah I just got a really weird look, but yes, talon-like feet. Now I haven't seen that report a lot.
God, they got talons.
Do the black-eyed children have large talons? So, but other than that, other than weird feet and big black eyes, they look like normal kids.
Okay.
But I don't know. I've seen some kids with some pretty weird feet. So I mean,
I've seen you with some pretty weird
but
feet.
I'm not a kid.
No,
I had
it's
big
like
feet.
hobbit feet.
I think I've got
That's
more
another. That's another video.
Like, yeah, I think I've got more like Fred Flintstone feet.
I don't know. We'll do side by side and then and let them vote.
Let the people decide. So anyway, the first report of black-eyed children. Now you're going to hear people that say that they've been around since the 1980s or further back. But the first report of the legend came out of Abilene, Texas, back in 1996. A reporter by the name of Brian Bethel, who was on, and I'm getting ghost-related mailing list. That's all I'm going to say. He's a reporter that was posting on a ghost-related mailing list. So basically like what we would call like a 4chan or a Reddit board. This is 1996. We didn't have that kind of thing back then.
Okay.
So back then you'd sign up for an email list and you'd get this big long stream of emails about a topic.
It's like a special chat room.
Correct. Or a forum.
Yeah, a
Back
forum.
before, those were a big deal.
Yeah.
Excuse me there. But he claimed that he had 2 different encounters with black-eyed children in Abilene, Texas. He also reported that there was a second person in Portland, Oregon, that also had an unrelated but similar encounter. So you think in 1996, early 2000s, the story has all the examples of what one would call a creepypasta. Or Lee, are you familiar with that term?
Creepypasta?
Creepypasta. Now, I'm not sure where the terminology came from, but a creepypasta is basically like an internet horror story.
I've never heard of that terminology.
So the Slender Man legend came out of a creepypasta. If you've ever heard of the Rake, which is also another mythological creature that maybe we'll cover one day, that also originated from a creepypasta, which again comes from internet posting boards, 4chan, Reddit, and stuff like that.
So, why the terminology of a pasta? I don't understand.
I'd have to look that up.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. If anybody...
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it's okay.
I've never heard that.
Anybody watching, if you know the definition of why it's called that, please feel free to post in the chat.
Pasta. That's just a weird...
I mean, creepy I get, but what's the connection with pasta?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Suddenly want ravioli, but anyway.
Ew.
Ravioli's good. But so the story gained so much popularity that he published a frequently asked question, or FAQ, just to keep up with the demand for more info about this urban legend. In 2012, he shared his story on a TV series called Monsters and Mysteries in America, and you can find this online if you look it up. And then he wrote a follow-up article for the Abilene Reporter News describing his experience and maintaining his belief that it was legitimate. So, to kind of jump in here with an opinion portion, all the descriptions that I've heard of these children, for better lack of the term, they come to your door, they want in, if you don't let them in, if you refuse them entry, they get agitated. They can't come in until you invite them. And they've got completely black eyes. What does this sound like to you?
That really bad movie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where they want to come in.
It's part of a vampire legend.
Yeah.
So there are theories out there that black-eyed children are vampires. But one has to believe in vampires. Do they sparkle?
Oh, dear.
You knew I was going to go there.
Yeah, vampire rules. Yeah, I mean, what was that show I used to watch all the time? The vampires.
Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, so that's cool, but I really wasn't impressed with Buffy.
You were all about Damon.
I was all about that show.
And what was the other one that came out of it? The originals?
Yeah, I never did get a chance to get into that, but it was good, and then it started getting very soap opera-ish, I think.
I think Nick just gave us the definition of creepypasta if you want to read that.
So creepypasta is a
Portmanteau.
a portmanteau of the words creepy and copypasta. The term was coined on the image board 4chan around 2007. Copypasta denotes viral, copied, and pasted. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then.
So it's creepy and it's virally posted.
So it's creepy, pasted, and copied.
And viral.
Well, it becomes viral.
Right. So.
Thank you, Nick.
Yes. Nick just officially became our secondary investigative reporter on the street.
He's our definition man.
Definition man. So, there's that. There's people that say that, okay, well, they're vampires. There are people that subscribe to the possibility that they are alien. Now, I've got my thoughts on aliens and UFOs, and I've shared them in previous lives, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. Leah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought so. All right. But actually, I do want to come back to that later in the show.
Are we talking about alien green men or aliens as of not of this world?
So it depends on who you are. There are
Right.
Not little green men, little gray men. Because, you've got your differences.
You know what I'm talking about.
But, again, not to go too in-depth of it, because I don't subscribe to it, but in the UFO community, you've got your grays, you've got your greens, your Martians, your Venusians, all these different types of aliens. So, Greg is watching.
I guess what I mean is your Area 51 aliens or aliens not of this world or realm.
Both, but I'm going to come back to that.
Okay.
I will come back to that. Greg, I'm doing great, man. Hope you're doing good. Let's see, where was I at? Okay, so they put it out there on, like I said, he went on a reality TV series, told the story, wrote a follow-up article. But as I started reading into this, I started thinking, they kind of have, because we've experienced this. We have never seen black-eyed children, but we've encountered people.
Or have I?
Have you encountered?
I don't know.
All right.
I probably wouldn't know it if I did.
Right.
I'm sure they don't extend their hand and say, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm a black-eyed child."
Black-eyed child. How's it going? Ryan, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us today. So, we've encountered people that were demonically influenced.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With black eyes.
Yeah.
Now I've never seen them where they walked up to me and they were immediately black. I've seen them go black.
Black-eyed peas.
Have you got Fergalicious? Keep play that. That'll be our
Fergalicious.
But to me, that's a sign of demonic oppression or possession, depending on how you look at it. So when you're looking at the aspect of a child with their eyes completely blacked out, I mean, is that something demonic? They're asking to come into your home. We've talked on Many Alive that the way that you end up with, one of the ways you end up with stuff in your home is inviting it in. Maybe not literally, but partaking in something invites it in. So you've got this entity that is trying to come into your home. And there are people that think that black-eyed children are demons or that they are the spawn of Satan himself. And I guess
Jack.
They've watched all the Omen movies. What's up, Jack?
I saw a message by Paranormal Help and it says hi. It's like, wait a minute, I didn't do that.
Oh, Jack's
Hey,
online
Jack.
too. So, I've seen us do that before, and I've been wondering, like, who is that? Who's Jack? Jack, the spooky guy. Just a couple of other things touching base on the topic. 2012, there was a horror movie came out called Black Eyed Kids. It was produced with Kickstarter funding. I don't recommend it. It's I don't like to beat up somebody's vision, but it's not a good movie.
Well, that's perspective.
Right. I did not like it.
It wasn't for you.
No, it wasn't. 2013, an episode of MSN's Weekly Strange featured reports about black-eyed children. The British tabloid Daily Star ran 3 front-page articles about black-eyed children sightings in the United Kingdom.
Do we know what was behind that kick-up from news outlets?
I don't. Well, like I said, the episode of the TV series was in 2012, which then that movie was made, and then the MSN Weekly the following year. So, I mean, we're looking at like year to year here. So it looks like that 2012 TV appearance on Monsters and Mysteries in America is what kind of kicked everything up.
Oh, okay.
Even though the legend started back in 1996. Let's see.
For those that are just joining us, we're talking about black-eyed children.
Yes. Where am I at? Evidently, there were some, back to the British story, sightings of black-eyed children connected to the sale of a supposedly haunted pub in Staffordshire. And that paper claimed a shock and rise in sightings around the world. So between 2012, 2014 is kind of really when this kicked up. Now, what brought me back to this, because like I said, I've shelved this topic several times,
right,
wanting to do it. Leah, you will remember, one of mine and Leah's hobbies, if you want to call it that, is we watch evidence videos on YouTube. Everybody posts videos of what they have caught.
Jack said he used to get a black eye when he was a kid.
I did too. Does that mean we were black-eyed kids?
Yeah, more like black and purple-eyed kids.
Does that make us?
And then you turned green-eyed kids.
Does that make us more dangerous?
No, just means you got beat up.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't very popular.
Hey, Leah.
Anyway, so,
you'll see my face soon enough.
But not today.
Not today.
So what brought this on was, like I said, we were watching different channels post what they purport as their evidence that they've caught, or best evidence that they've seen. There's a lot of top 5, top 10 videos, and we like to sit and watch them because some of the stuff is really compelling, and then of course there's some of it.
Well, the majority of it, I would say, is not
Right, but I'm not. But we're not here to beat up anybody's evidence, because, like us, if we post evidence, most of the time we don't post with the intention of saying this is 100% true.
Right.
We put it out there knowing that, if you see something we don't, or it's skeptical, let us know, kind of thing.
We'll let you decide.
Exactly. So, but there's some that are just, it's humorous. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, we were watching a video where there's this a man, and this video, you can look it up on YouTube. He was doing extensive studies about black-eyed kids, and he had gone and determined that there was a certain frequency, audible frequency, that could only be heard by the black-eyed children. So he set up a computer and a sound system that produced this noise. Now, he lived in a house or a cabin way out in the middle of nowhere. And he set up his camera system. He has motion lights in his front yard, and he plays these noises in an attempt to attract black-eyed children.
Frequencies or something.
Yeah, it's a frequency. Sometimes I don't know how to explain it.
Like your alien radio.
Right. I don't have any.
Yes, you do.
I have a shortwave radio that I've occasionally picked up number stations on. But that's for my other channel. that I don't have. Anyway, so anyway, it's playing this frequency, these noises, to try to attract black-eyed children. And he runs it for 4 or 5 days, I think it is. First couple of nights, you see the motion detector light come on outside, but you don't see anybody. And then I think it was on the third night, someone appears on his front porch, and he states that it is a black-eyed child. Now, it's hard to tell from the picture. You can't see their eyes. I can't even make out whether it's male or female. They have long hair, and I can't tell the age. But the light comes on, and then they appear. They stand there for a minute, and then they very awkwardly turn and walk away. And then there is another video where, I don't know if it was the same video later on or a secondary video, where he's out driving on his property down the back road to get to his house, and as he turns the camera, you see the same person that was on his porch walking off in the woods off to the side of the car. Now, is this legitimate? I don't know. But watching that kind of is what brought me back to the black-eyed children topic. So if you want to look, if you want to see video evidence of them, look that up on YouTube. That's the only video I've really seen that was really close to being what I would consider legit, that didn't look like it had been edited or was that movie. So, Leah, what did you think? Or did you have any opinion of that video?
It was, excuse me, it just, wow, choked on my tea.
Don't die.
It was inconclusive for me. I mean, there was no way to validate anything that we were seeing because, of course, we weren't there. But, I mean, if what he captured was the definition of a black-eyed child, I didn't see, there was nothing menacing or they didn't do anything. It was very reminiscent of someone sleepwalking to me. So if it was actually a legit video and this guy did not know this person or whatever, it kind of makes you wonder. I know that sleepwalkers can respond to certain things or frequencies or even different stimuli in different ways, and also of course without their conscious awareness. So it kind of makes you wonder, I mean, if it was this person just actually sleepwalking and they're in their REM or whatever sleep, were they responding to those frequencies?
So the first thing that came to mind on me, and it's less positive, but it was just a thought, is, again, like I said, you can't tell from the picture or from the shot, at least I couldn't, whether it was male or female or what their age was. But based on the way they were dressed and they had long hair, and to me, they kind of looked like, I don't want to say it, maybe a hippie style, whatever the common term for that would be now. Everybody says hipster. I don't know.
It just looked like somebody with long straight hair.
But I'm thinking he's out there in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. Kids or whatever, go hang out in the woods and party and do stuff.
Sure.
So is this someone that would just happen to be out there in the woods? Maybe they were under the influence of something. Mm-hmm. Again, always the skeptic. I'm not saying that's the case. I just offer different outlooks on it. But go look up the video. Look up the video on YouTube yourself, guys, and make that assumption on your own, because it's interesting. But like Leah said, I don't think it's inconclusive one way or the other for me. All right, so all in all, there is a story I'm going to read here involving a black-eyed child event, and then when I get done with it, we'll discuss some stuff. So I'm gonna read for a minute. All right, so this story goes like this. In the snowy town within the middle of nowhere of Vermont, which immediately I'm always kind of iffy when you can't give me an exact location.
Why was it smelly?
Where did you say? Where did I say smelly?
You just said a smelly. Did he not just say smelly?
I said a snowy town.
I could have swore he said smelly town in Vermont. I could have sworn.
If anybody's watching from Vermont, my wife she has no problem with people up there. It's just.
I know, that's what I thought you said.
Okay, so,
anyway.
In the snowy town,
Snowy.
within the middle of nowhere of Vermont, which could be anywhere, an elderly couple heard the sound of 3 loud knocks on their door. They opened the door and saw 2 children. Do you want to turn the light off while I tell this? That would be great.
No.
Okay. A boy and a girl. Parents will be here soon. May we come in, they said. The children did not make eye contact and just stood there in the doorway. The elderly couple were hesitant, but after a while they let the boy and the girl inside. The kids settled on the couch while the wife made some hot cocoa and the husband asked them questions that went unanswered. The wife returned and noticed that her cat was scared and angry with the children. May we please use the restroom, they said. The wife looked at the kids and she finally saw them. The children's eyes were as black as a starless universe. She directed them to the bathroom and returned to her husband, who was covering his face with his hand. Did you see their eyes? The husband then showed that his hand was full of blood from a nosebleed. The power suddenly went out and the house turned as dark as the kids' eyes. The wife headed to the restroom and was confronted by the voice of the kids at the end of the hall uttering, "Our parents are here." The kids then exited the house, leaving the door wide open. The wife then noticed that there were 2 men at the end of the driveway. The men were very tall and slender. The wife waved but did not receive the same friendly gesture. The 2 men and children then drove away together in one car. The power then came back on a little later after the kids left. Throughout the next week, weird things happened in the house. 3 out of 4 cats went missing, and the 4th had been found dead in the pool of its blood. The husband continued to have nosebleeds and finally went to the doctor, where he was diagnosed with a very aggressive skin cancer. So, before we go any further,
I'm sorry.
How does skin cancer cause
I'm
nosebleeds?
sorry.
Medical expert Leah, tell me how cancer causes a nosebleed, or skin cancer causes a nosebleed.
I mean, in medicine, I guess anything's possible, but that just, I don't have an answer for that.
So
on the rear view in the vehicle, was there a hook?
and they realized that the phone call had come from the attic.
Yes. That sounded very campfire ghost tale-ish.
Very campfire. Again, like I said, middle of nowhere, Vermont, on a dark and stormy night.
A hook.
Oh.
So, what other issue did you have with that story?
Oh, wait, what was it?
Other than the...
Oh, I remember. So, it wasn't just that story. If you try, and I've tried, to deep dive the legend and the story of creepy-eyed kids, black-eyed kids, and don't get me wrong, there are tons of videos, there are podcasts, there have been books, clearly movies made, but as far as legend and actual backstory, there's very little. There is nothing really to give me a substantiated proof that this exists. I mean, it comes down to just, it's a legend. It's like the black dog and the white lady and stuff like that. And the story goes no further back than 1996. There's no other stories of it. It's not in any other folklore. It's just 1996, Abilene, Texas. The story begins, and it has ran rampant ever since. If you subscribe to their beliefs, Snopes.com, the urban legend website, classifies black-eyed children as exactly that, a urban legend. So, do I believe in them? I don't know. I don't have enough proof that says. Now, anybody that's watching, if you have encountered anything like this, of the black-eyed child variety, please, if you want to share, drop it in the chat room and we'll discuss it. But Leah, you say that as far as you know, you haven't interacted with anything like this, or was that just humor?
Well, no. I mean, there's nothing that I have come across or crossed paths with that I would look at and go, oh, that's a black-eyed child. Now, there's things that people, real people that are in front of you, people that you can touch, people that have had black eyes in different situations, but that's because their pupils completely dilated because they were being influenced by the demonic.
And that's what I've seen. I've never seen anything that's come at me with like their entire eyes blacked out. Unless it was part of a Halloween costume and they were wearing contacts.
Now, there has been something that I've encountered on an investigation where it was a child that had completely black eyes, but, you know, it eventually revealed itself as being demonic. It was just, that was the deformity of it.
And that's where, when it starts describing the black eyes and then the talon feet.
Yeah. I don't understand the talon feet.
Well, you and I both know that when it comes down to when the demonic takes the form of a child or in the form of anything human, there's always a deformity.
Oh,
there's
sure.
always something
Off.
It's not a perfect representation.
Right.
So that's where it kind of leads me to believe that if the black-eyed children are a real thing, I think they're demonic. And that's just based on what I read, what I've studied, and what I've encountered and experienced. So, again, if anybody has any stories or anything that they've encountered like that, please feel free to drop it in the chat. But I have a new theory, and this was the thing that made me really excited to get this put out there, because so let me start out with a disclaimer. This is, for some people, this is going to be really out there. But if you think about it and you look at, kind of put all the pieces together of what I'm going to share with you, it will make sense. And again, I'm not saying it's the case, but I'm also going to say that it's a possibility. So the first time I ran across the theory was on someone's personal blog, which, again, you know, I don't pull a lot of research from people's personal pages. I'll use it as supporting material and stuff like that. But as far as something I'm going to present, I typically don't do that. This, however, kind of grabbed me. And I found that there's actually a small movement of people that believe this. And having never heard of it until a few nights ago, I was like, okay, now I think it's time to do this topic. So let me back up. Remember I said we were going to come back to the grays and the greens?
Mm-hmm.
So we've covered it on the show before, that there are some that believe that what we see, what people see as extraterrestrials, aliens if you will, they are, like you said, extra-dimensional beings. And that they may be, what we see as aliens may actually be demonic entities, right? We've discussed that before.
Yeah.
So, you and I have a common friend that discussed one time about or he made the topic of, you know, whenever you see an alien abduction or hear about an alien abduction, what do they always do? They're poking, they're prodding, they're experimenting. They take blood samples, flesh samples, eggs, seed, you know, all that. And they believe that maybe that humans, these demonic entities, were trying to make hybrid creatures out of humans. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So, here's the theory. Going back into the Bible, if you remember in the book of Genesis, you had what they were called the Watchers.
Yeah.
And if you get into the book of Enoch, which is not in the canonical Bible, but you can get the book of Enoch, the Watchers are the fallen angels that came down and had offspring with the daughters of men. And they were born the Nephilim, which were the giants, and the Anakim, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there is a growing movement that believes that the black-eyed children are the Nephilim, the New Age Nephilim.
New Age.
Well, the Nephilim back then were the giants and that. So now the Watchers, the fallen angels, these demons.
The Nephilim were the offspring of the angels that fell, and that of the angels that fell and human
Correct.
women.
So there is the thought that, I say New Age, these black-eyed children are the offspring of demonic entities, what we know as extraterrestrials, and the people that they've abducted. They have perfected the hybrid. And that's what they are. They would be, in true form, a demon-human hybrid. What do you think?
I don't know.
I
Sounds
told you,
very B-movie-ish.
it's out there. I mean...
But, I mean, anything's possible, I guess.
I was like, so, let me just read this. Are fallen angels once again having sex with women? I'm not going to give the name of the person. In their blog, asks, are these hybrids sort of a test ground? I believe the answer to that is yes. These black-eyed kids are Nephilim angel-human hybrids. Perhaps they've perfected the Greys, and they have now procreated Nephilim who look like children. And I was like, I mean, I'm not going to say I agree with it, but it's an interesting outlook on it. Again, if you've seen them, which I have not, and I'm not saying I want to see them. If I saw something like that, I would definitely not invite it into my house. So, what do you think?
I don't know.
Give me your opinion on this theory.
I don't know. Guess I'm still processing it, but I would have to do a little more research to see if there was anything scripturally that would contradict that, or that as being a possibility.
Right.
Because I know that they were just, well, even after the flood of Noah that destroyed all mankind, they did come back.
Yeah.
The giants did come back for a time. So, I mean, that means that they were procreating, the fallen angels that were procreating with women again.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I didn't put it in my notes, but the person that did this particular post, their scriptural reference to this was, as it was in the days of Noah,
So shall it be at the end.
And so now all these black-eyed children have spiked up.
Interesting. It's a very interesting theory, because, I mean, there were giants in the days of Noah. And if we are here at the end, which a lot of signs and the way the things that are going present itself, then maybe so. Maybe we'll start to see more of a spike of that.
I mean, I also will notice that a lot of people, and again, not coming against anybody's teachings, but a lot of different people reference the verse of so it was in the days of Noah. And sometimes they're right on, other times they're not. So it's hard to, I mean, it's a valid point, but it's hard to say that is the 100% scriptural backup for that.
Right. Only God knows.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
Very deep topic tonight, guys. I know it's like everyone has kind of faded out of the chat. You're still watching. Jump in. This is the interactive portion. What does everybody think? I mean, is this all bunk? Do you believe it? You interested in it? And I'm telling you, if you go do your own research, you're going to come up a little skimpy. It's going to be mostly opinionated stuff, and it's going to be a lot like researching. It's just a legend. And it won't go much further back than 96. But like I said, some people have said that it goes back as far as the 80s, but I couldn't find what I would consider a reputable source that came from the 80s. I didn't find anything, honestly, from the 80s or any further back. I sound like I'm doing the whole Mothman, like Point Pleasant, West Virginia. No, it's like Abilene, Texas, 1996. That's where this was born. So, was that just the beginning? Who knows?
Has anybody on here not heard about the Black-Eyed Children? Like, this is your first time of even hearing about it.
Yeah, is this new to anybody?
Or maybe you've seen things about it but didn't realize that's what they were talking about. Or that it was even a thing.
Right. I mean, was your first thought when you heard Black-Eyed Children, someone needs to call Department of Family Children Services? Trying to interject some humor in there. It's an odd topic, guys, I know. Give it a few more minutes.
Yeah, in the meantime, while we're waiting for people to comment, if you want, did anybody see the new Conjuring movie?
Oh, right.
What are your thoughts on that, if you've seen it? Or if you haven't, Ryan heard about them years ago. Nick says, don't think I've ever heard any stories of Black-Eyed Children before. So we've got a good mix here.
And if I know Nick, he'll look it up. He'll look up stuff.
Well, sure. And you know, that's what we want to motivate you to do is, you know, do a little bit of your own research and you know, gather your own theory and opinion. I haven't seen the new Conjuring movie, but saw a YouTube video on what it's based on. Yeah.
So the story that it's based on is really interesting. And I know that there was a made-for-TV movie made back in what?
The Devil Made Me Do It.
Back in the 1990s about
I've
it.
seen that movie.
I'm trying to find it. I don't
You
know.
can watch it for free on YouTube.
I looked it up and couldn't
I'm
find
telling you, that's how I saw it.
it. If you find the link, please send it to me because I tried.
Okay.
But yeah, we went and saw it, and it is different. I mean, each Conjuring movie has been different in its own way as they've progressed, but still just as good. I liked it.
Ryan watches a lot of sci-fi.
Yeah, they cover stuff like that on Sci-Fi. Leah watches MTV where they have the Black Eyed Peas.
I do not.
There's no music on MTV.
Is there
anymore
even
anyway.
still? I was about to say, is MTV still a thing?
It's all about, oh goodness. Never mind. I was gonna come up with a couple of reality shows, but I don't think any of them are on anymore. Run's House.
Ron's house. Whose house?
Run's
House.
And then what was that other one? Rock of Love that had Bret Michaels on it from Poison. Really showing my age now. But yeah, last time MTV had music on it was probably like 1997. But
I'm looking on YouTube for that thing.
Oh,
real
okay.
quick.
So I wondered why you would stop talking.
Yeah.
But the new Conjuring movie, I'm not going to give away anything about it, but it's different compared to the previous two, but still very psychological, a lot of scares in it, and I feel like it's, again, portrays the characters, the Warrens, you know, there's some, you know, Hollywood fictionality to it, but I think they did them justice. It was a good movie. I liked it. We'll own it as soon as it comes out. Can't wait for the next one. Although there's one of the offshoot movies that they're still talking about doing is The Crooked Man, and I don't know about that one.
Oh, interesting.
You remember The Crooked Man was
Yeah.
which one? That was the second Conjuring movie, which also gave us The Nun, which The Nun wasn't bad either. The whole universe that they have those in is pretty cool.
I like how they've connected them all together. Like there's a bit and a piece that ties into another Conjuring movie. Like with The Nun, you had the Frenchie, who was then being shown or portrayed in another Conjuring movie of them doing a lecture, and the video of the guy during the exorcism.
All the movies in one way or another. Like, I didn't even know until I saw it on the case for the DVD, but I didn't catch the connection until watching it. But and if I mispronounce this, Beverly, if you're watching, I apologize. The Curse of La Llorona.
La Llorona.
That's what I said. La Llorona.
La Llorona.
So that movie, because every time you pronounce it, it makes me feel like I'm saying it wrong. It says that that's part of the Conjuring universe.
It is.
But I didn't know why. It's a good movie, don't get me wrong. But the priest in it is the same priest from the Annabelle movies.
Yes.
Which again connect back. So that's how it all comes into play there. So it's really cool. I think that's the only one we don't have.
The
Is La Llorona.
So the movie that I was talking about, it's actually from 1983. Oh. It's called The Demon Murder Case, and it has Kevin Bacon in it, a young Kevin Bacon. So
gotta watch it.
I'm going to share this link. It's a free movie on YouTube.
I mean, because Kevin Bacon in it, because Bacon rules.
So let me.
Say hi to the people, Logan.
Hi to the people.
There was an episode with La Llorona in Grimm. LOL, Nick says.
Oh, I've never watched that, but I've heard it's a good show. So that's the link?
Yep.
Because I'll have to use that same link to get to it, too.
Yep.
All right, so
Bye.
free movie time, guys. Pop that in.
Yeah.
We should do a watch party. Maybe not tonight.
I mean, it's a pretty 1980s movie.
Oh, so it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's the best movie you ever
Tell me, who
seen.
does Kevin Bacon play in the movie?
He plays the main character. The main, not the
Not
guy
the
that...
guy that did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Are the Warrens in it heavily, or are they just kind of in it for a minute?
It's been a while since I watched it. I can't remember all the details exactly. Okay, Dobby, I know you want a video debut, but
Hey, would you know how to look up that video? I think Nick's asking for a link. That one that we watched.
what was it on? I don't
It
even.
was on
Because it's one of your people.
It was on Nuke's Top 5, but you can see the video. Like, look up Black Eyed Children video. You should be able to find it.
Black-eyed.
Nick, give us just a minute. We'll find that video for you. We watched it on one of the top 5 lists, Nuke's Top 5. But I know that there is a standard.
Creepypasta question mark?
Is
that it?
Video.
It says supernatural or creepypasta question mark.
I don't recall. I'd have to see.
Gosh, Mike.
Here, let me.
Here, no, I'm gonna paste this. So here is this one.
I can look it up real quick.
Well, I just did one. So click on that link and see if it's the correct one.
Nothing has popped up on my end yet.
It is there now. That doesn't, is that what Nuke looks like?
I still don't have a link.
It's up there.
I have a link to the Demon Murder Case.
Okay, no, this is not it. Or is it?
Now I've got the other link. Let me look.
Oh, this is like a reaction video. Let me delete that.
Give me just 1 second, guys, and we'll both look this up for you.
Yeah, I don't like that one. Because it was several. That wasn't the only thing on that video. that you watched.
Yeah, that's the only thing is it was one piece of a bunch of different stories. Nick, if we're not able to find it in the course of this live, which we're not giving up yet, then we might have to.
Well, I mean, we
and
watched
share
it not too long ago. Wasn't it one of his newer ones? So we should be able to find it.
Hold on.
I thought it was a newer one. I don't know. We watch them and then it just leads us down, you know, the
Oh.
random YouTube path. Man.
Well, see, again, I said, you know, when you do searches on stuff, you can't even find what you're looking for on it.
Because you have them, you're subscribed to them and him, and I am not.
Okay, so let me go to the actual page. Guys, stick with us. We promise we'll
Yep.
get this. There's Dobby. Talk to the people here.
Hello, people.
Nick, I want to apologize that I didn't have the link for this already ready. I guess I should have been more prepared.
Way to let everyone down, Mike.
I know I've searched this video before and found a standalone version of it. That's why I'm surprised that I'm not finding it right off the bat.
Floop, floop. The titles of his videos don't help. You got that right. Every time I see the titles of his videos, I just roll my eyes.
Oh, the nuke stuff.
Yes.
Like the most recent, there's a new one that says that we haven't watched it yet. To scare your inner demons.
Oh, bro.
And the last one was top 10 scary ghost videos to give you the bubble guts. I don't even know at all.
It's the one that had that girl in the pool, wasn't it? And they're saying that there was a black-eyed child behind her or something, and it was not. It was ridiculous. You remember that?
I do.
They kind of panned around.
Yeah, like I said, we've gone so far back with his videos.
The only thing I'm finding is a bunch of reaction videos to his videos.
All right, let me try this. Hold on.
Was it the bubble gut one?
No.
Bubble guts. Let me see this for a minute. Oh, I hate ads. There we go. Top 5. Ah! Was that it? No, that's something else. Oh, was this it?
I just found I may have just found it.
I think I just found it. I just found it!
Okay, post it.
I just found it.
We found it at the same time. That's awesome.
Okay, so copy
Guys, we're sorry for all the dead air
and
there.
paste. They probably appreciate it.
You're doing the next one by yourself.
Okay, so here's the video, Nick, and it's the second story is the one we're talking about. He has, you know, an initial story, and then he has the second one where it starts off looking at somebody's laptop.
Hope it doesn't get me.
I thought bubble guts are like when you eat chili or something.
Yeah.
Like really spicy Mexican.
Yeah, that is the... Wow. And it had black-eyed children in the title. That's so ridiculous.
It's 5 different stories of black-eyed children.
But the one, like Leah said, the one that I'm referencing is the second one in the video.
With the frequency.
And then Leah even mentioned there's one where there's 2 ladies in a swimming pool. I think one of them is some Latin American star or something. And as the camera
She looked
pans,
Asian. I
can't
think she's
remember.
Asian.
Asian, Latin American, I don't know. She was famous elsewhere because I didn't know who she was. But whenever she's turning the camera around, there's what looks like a child in the bushes behind her, hanging out around the pool. And it's like, oh, it's a black-eyed child. Like,
No.
I think it's just a person. If it's anything, it's a creeper.
Yeah, the video after the one we were referencing is, oh, okay, maybe her friend was Asian and she is Latin. I don't know. But anyway, the one that we were talking about in the pool is right after the one we were referencing. So it's on there too. And then there was a couple others where you're like, oh, come on. But anyway, we'll let you decide.
Right, because we're still up in the air, or at least I know I am.
Yep.
And I feel like Leah will do probably a little bit of research to see what she thinks with my theory.
Yeah. All right. Anybody got any other comments or questions?
We'll go ahead and wrap it up. We didn't mean to put everybody to sleep on the video hunt, but great challenge on that question, Nick.
We are
Thank you.
determined, and we persevered.
Anybody needs us for anything, you know how to reach out to us through email, phone, messenger. We've got a couple of people that have reached out to us recently, might have a potential case. I know Jack's working on something.
Billy Hallowell. Have you heard of them?
Mm-mm.
No? Tell us about him, Nick. Sorry.
But we might have a potential case coming up, somebody that we're going to help out.
Journalist and author. He's covered faith, politics, and culture for 20 years. I'm not familiar with him. Which doesn't mean anything. You know, I've never heard of him.
Right.
Have you?
No, I mean, the name sounds familiar, and it's one of those things that I may look him up and be like, oh, that guy. But right off the top of my head, it doesn't ring a bell.
I'm not even familiar with the name. He was on John Cooper's podcast that has a new book about paranormal stuff. Oh. Playing with Fire, a modern investigation into demons, exorcism, and ghosts. Interesting. That's the name of his book.
Interesting.
Oh, there it is. It seems like I've seen this book cover before.
Did you look it up?
Yeah. Or maybe something similar. Similar. Seems like I've seen that cover before. Have you?
Yeah. How much is it? On Amazon.com.
.com. Paperback,
Sure.
$12.99.
Good night.
Wow.
I'm sorry, paperback shouldn't be any more than $3.
Oh, whatever. It's a new book, I guess. 2020, September. That's not bad for a newer book.
I'll check it out. Look into it. Thank you, Nick. Used, Fred 23.
Oh, I wonder if McKay's has it.
And with it being, it'd probably be under spirituality, so yeah, they might. I can look for it.
Since that's your spot.
I'm sorry you don't like it. You like it about as much as I like going to Hobby Lobby.
Well, Hobby Lobby's a little more organized
Or
than
the at-home store.
McKay's. I don't like rifling through things to find what I need. I just want to go, and there it is, labeled.
Ryan, yes, there is that discount. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up unless anybody's got anything else they want to share. It's been a good show this evening. A lot of interaction. It's like I said, it's been a topic I've really wanted to cover for some time, but just wasn't ready for it. So,
if there's a topic or something you would like covered, comment. Let us know. Give us some ideas of what you're interested in or want to know more about.
Right.
We're always open to suggestions. We want, to cover things that are of interest to you.
Definitely. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Actually, a funny story, and I'll wrap with this. One of my friends from work, you may be watching, Brad, if you're watching this, he messaged me the other day and said, hey man, is everything okay? I noticed there hasn't been a lot of activity on your channel here in the last couple of...
Talking about the YouTube channel.
Talking about the YouTube channel. Well, we found, so whenever we're doing what I call the not so live lives, I just upload them and then schedule them to be released. But in order to do it live, evidently you have to have 1,000 subscribers before you can go live on YouTube. And since we've been lucky enough the last 2 months to actually go live so we can interact with you guys, because believe me, I miss it. I know Leah misses it, getting to interact. So when we do this, the lives go on Facebook. So they don't pop up on YouTube, and silly me, I haven't downloaded them and put them on the YouTube page yet, but I will. And I've still got old investigation videos and other stuff that we've done in the past that I haven't downloaded and uploaded yet. So there's a lot of stuff coming to that YouTube channel in the near future of current stuff and older. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because our goal eventually is to move this entire platform over to YouTube, because it's more stable, less
drama.
Yeah.
To some degree.
To some degree. And it's I don't want to, user friendly is not the term I'm trying to say, but the quality is better and there's more stuff we can do with it. So that is our overall goal. And I know we've got a lot of people on this channel, on our page, over 1,800 people like and follow us. And if everybody that likes and follows us will jump over there and subscribe to our channel, we could move over. We're not going away. If we will stay continuing to do lives as often as we can, and we'll keep this open doing lives until we meet that goal over on YouTube. But all of our old stuff, anything archived, is going to go to the YouTube channel.
Dobby putting her scent on everyone before y'all go.
Rubbing, I see her in the shot now. All right, guys, that's all I've got. Thanks for tuning in on this lovely Sunday evening.
Give us your suggestions.
Yes. Enjoy the week. Enjoy the month. We'll see you in September.
Bye.
Bye.